Safety will be number 28. That'll be Stemler, Mark Stemler, a 5'6", 142-pound junior. The defensive backs, number 89, that is Chris Hughes, a 5'8", 150-pound senior, and number 9, 165-pound senior, and number 30, that's Sean Otto, a 5'9", 140-pound junior. Both teams have a lot of players that go both ways, and you usually expect that on an inexperienced squad and on a team where the schools don't have much of a turnout for the football programs in a given year. The teams are ready to line up, getting ready to kick off for Providence. Looks like number 99, that's Darren Pache, a 5'10", 185-pound senior. Forward, toe meets ball, and a short kick coming down to the 20-yard line. Taken in there by number 20, that's Robbie Brown. He brings it out, crosses the 35-yard line, gets the ball out to, they're going to mark at the 36-yard line. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go for the Blue Jackets on their own 36-yard line. Just underway here in the first quarter of play at Blue Jacket Field in Mitchell, Indiana. Gil Doherty along with Paul Falkenstein on camera tonight, as usual, our outstanding cameraman Kevin Matthews. Kylie Wood brings them out of the huddle. Ray Luther flanked far to the far side of the field. Willie back, hands it off to McNeely, coming out, getting out near the 40-yard line, stopped short after a 3-yard gain at about the 39-yard line. Mark at the 39-yard line, second down, about 7 yards to go for the first down. On the tackle, number 50, that is Blunk, Kent Blunk of Providence at one of the linebacker positions. In fact, he's playing right in the middle of that. Providence with a tight defense right now. They've got only 2 men back more than 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. There's a ball in the backfield, and they catch McNeely back behind the line of scrimmage, back to the original line of scrimmage, the 36-yard line. And in on the tackle, Did you get the tackle? A couple of people from the Providence line were in on there, and we looked away momentarily and didn't get the numbers on the tackle. Our apologies. Split wide to the near side of the field. Ray Luther, as Wood calls the signals, drops back to pass in the pocket, looking down short. He drops the ball off short to an outlet. Tim Tylon coming across the center. That's the pass that assistant coach Don Zip told us about. The little dump-off pass with the offensive stripe, make it fourth down and about 10 yards to go for the first down, dropping back in punt formation. Number 83, and just barely gets the punt away. It's a short one, coming down to about the 45, 43, 42-yard line, where it's down by number 65. That's Guy Mundy of Mitchell. One of the Pioneers had a notion to pick that ball off right at about the 45-yard line of Providence, but he had second thoughts. He let it drop. There would have been a good chance for a fumble there, and Providence does not need a mistake, especially at this point of the ball game. 9 minutes, 55 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play here at Mitchell, Indiana. A scoreless game, 0-0, split near to the near side of the field. Chris Hughes. Handoff goes to number 7. That's Sean Colin right up the middle, and he rips off yardage almost close to that first down marker. It's going to be just a few inches short. They'll mark it at the across the midfield stripe at the 49-yard line of Mitchell. This is the first penetration either team has made into the other team's territory, and Colin on a 9-yard gain on the first offensive play from scrimmage picked up the yardage nearly necessary for the first down. Second down, about a yard, give him a yard and a half to go for the first down. Once again, Hughes comes wide to the near side. As number 5, Rosenberger, drops back, and he's caught behind the line of scrimmage by, once again, number 34, that's Tim Tylon. He was responsible for that first tackle in the ball game, and he's in on the tackle that got Rosenberger well behind the line of scrimmage, so they lost a lot. Dunbar, number 72, also in defensively for the Blue Jackets. So make it now first down and 10 yards to go, and the teams are duplicating each other's effort. They make a good gainer on the first play and then lose it on the second. Rosenberger barking the signals. In motion goes Matt Klinger, number 12. Rosenberger back to pass, deep in the pocket. He's got plenty of room. Dumps it off to Colin. Colin coming wide to the left side. He's hit just as he reaches the midfield stripe and pulled down by number 5, Rick Walls. Doing the defensive job. Colin outran number 56, Jeff Miller, but number 5, Rick Walls, was there to bring him down. So Colin gets back about 8 of those yards lost on the last play. So make it fourth down to about 2 to go, and Providence is going to, what are they going to do? Deep in formation is Rosenberger. Number 5 takes the snap, and he looks, and finally decides to kick it, and he waited too long, got the ball away, and number 73 for Mitchell, Eric Jones, had the ball fall right in his lap. He fell to the turf and downed it right at the 47-yard line of Providence. First down, 10 yards to go for the Blue Jackets, so they get a break now. Rosenberger had notions of passing on that play, then decided no one was open, decided to kick it, but by that time he didn't have much room, and the ball went short. Wood now under the center, barks the signals as the Blue Jackets on the offense looking for the 1st and 10. There's somebody, number 56, jumping offside. Jeff Miller, let's see how they call it. The defensive man moved, but he didn't go across the line of scrimmage. Jeff Miller did, and it'll be a 5-yard penalty, I assume, for encroachment. They're stepping it off. Now takes the ball back into Mitchell territory at the 48-yard line. First down and 15 yards to go for the Blue Jackets. Split to the near side of the field. Number 81, Richard Hickok, a 5'7", 144-pound junior. There's a handoff to McNeely right up the middle. Goes across midfield down to about the 47-yard line of Providence. They'll mark it at the 48. Brought down by number 33, Scott Murphy, and number 73, that's David Buskill. Defensively for the Providence unit. The Pioneers in a 4-man line. Still playing only one man fairly deep behind the line of scrimmage, about 8 yards back. Wood on the back to McNeely, and he tries the center of the line. He's pulled up short by number 7, Sean Colin, and he loses a couple of yards on the play. Make it 3rd down and about 12 yards to go for the first down. Number 65, Cooley, also in on the tackle for the Pioneers. Scott Cooley. Third down, 12 to go as Wood brings them out of the huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Splits receivers to the far and the near side of the field. Ray Luther at the far side. Richard Hickok this side, and back goes Wood into the pocket. He's rushed in there by number 73, gets the pass away and completes it to Hickok. Catches the ball at the 42-yard line and gets some of that yardage back, but still not enough for the first down. Number 33, Murphy, finally making the stop, Scott Murphy. And that'll make it 4th down, about 5 yards to go for the first down. The ball resting just short of the Providence 40-yard line, making the 41-yard line as they drop back in punt formation. Kick is off, end over end, going down deep. Number 89, Hughes, takes it, moves to his right, got a good block down in there, but he was hit at about the 9-yard line by number 65. That's Guy Mundy for the Blue Jackets. And the Pioneers find themselves deep in their own territory. Let's see where they mark the ball. They're going to mark the ball at the 10-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go for the Pioneers. Scoreless in this first quarter of play. 5 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the first 12-minute period. Nice night here at Mitchell, Indiana. A little bit of a front moving in as Rosenberger brings about. Quick count and a handoff right over the center goes Colin into the middle of the Blue Jacket defense, and he's stopped short by number 56. That's Jeff Miller. the big 240-pound defensive tackle. Rosenberger brings about number 33 now in the backfield for Providence, Scott Murphy. There goes Murphy down, bringing it out to near the 20-yard line, but he stopped just a few inches short.
We have a flag, Gil, and from the location of the flag, I'd say it's possibly a face mask or a clip.
And the infraction is against Providence, a holding violation. Let's get it again. I was looking the other in the Blue Jacket backfield, and the referee gave us a quick signal, but I didn't quite catch it. He'll holding again. Okay, fine. It's a holding violation against Providence. They're going to move that ball back to the 5-yard line, 15 yards on the play. They were, well, let's say second down and about 15 at the long 14, really. They were just inches short of that first down position on the 20. So second and 15 as Rosenberger splits Hughes wide to the left side, the near side of the field. There's a handoff right up the middle. Goes Colon. He'll bring it out near the 20-yard line, and he came close to getting the 15 yards. Number 6, Simons, in on the tackle. Number 24, McNeely, also in there to bring him down. That's close to the first down. Let's see how they mark it. They're calling a timeout. The Blue Jackets are calling a timeout on the field. While there's a timeout on the field, we'll take a pause in this scoreless game and be right back. This is Indiana High School football right here. 3rd and 1 attempt. Number 7, Sean Colon, tried the middle of the line, but he was stopped by Jeff Miller and knocked back about a half a yard. So it's 4th down, 1 yard to go. The Pioneers are going to gamble deep in their own territory here in the closing part of the 3rd quarter, and they didn't make it. The Blue Jacket defense answered the call of the ball on their own, or on the Providence, 17-yard line. 1st down, 10 yards to go. A big break for the Blue Jackets. Wood brings them out. Split number 34, Tim Tylon, wide to the near side of the field. Wood on a long count. Hands off. No, he faked the handoff, and he's caught behind the line of scrimmage. Good defensive effort on the part of number 65. Good pass rusher that we said did well in the Jamboree. Scott Cooley, number 65, was able to get in there. He wasn't fooled by the fake handoff to McNeely, who countered on the play. Wood was rolling to his right, and Cooley stayed right with the quarterback and brought him to the turf along the 24-yard line as Wood barks the signals. Number 81, Hickok, split to the near side of the field as Wood takes the snap from center, holds onto it on the option and tries the right side of the line, but he's brought down by Sean Colon and number 65, Cooley once again. Cooley has been the prime weapon in the game so far for both teams as Wood once again splits number 34, Tylon, to the near side. And he's going back in the pocket, looking downfield, and overthrows his intended receiver, Tylon, trying for the interception, number 28, Mark Stemler, from his free safety position. Can't quite get to it, so it's 4th and 16. The Blue Jackets will have it on the Providence 24-yard line. Unless they have a kicker with a pretty good leg, I would guess they're going to go with a pass ball. No, they have a kicker out there. He's putting the marker down at the 31-yard line.
I thought they would punt. Of course, we haven't seen this Blue Jacket team. We don't know what kind of...
Ray Luther will be attempting. Wood gets a bad snap, gets the ball down. The kick is way wide to the left side. No good. And the score remains 0-0 with 1:39 here, and Providence will get possession of the ball.
Look at the other side of the coin. It's a lack of offense.
Lack of offense. Okay.
And that's the thing that had both teams concerned coming into tonight's contest.
Yes. But as usual, as you find in the early part of the season, it's usually the defenses that dominate. So Rosenberger, number 5, brings the Pioneers out of the huddle. He hands on a counter back to, see who the runner was. Number 12, Matt Klinger. Tried the right side of the offensive Providence line. Picked up about a yard on the play. Make it 2nd down and 9 yards to go. Now Chris Hughes comes to the near side as Providence breaks the huddle. Number 22, Tony Campbell, split wide to the side, and Sean Colin, trying the left side, pulled down by number 6, Ray Simon, and number 5, Rick Walls, in on the tackle also. Colin picking up about 4 yards on the play, make it 3rd down, 5 yards to go. The ball resting just on the 25-yard line of Providence. Hughes goes to the sidelines, and Mark Stemler comes in now, and Stemler comes to the near side. Tony Campbell goes to the far side of the field, and Rosenberger puts number 85, Todd Rieger, in motion as Rosenberger goes back, looks downfield short, and boy, he had a man wide open. Stemler was wide open right at the 35-yard line, but the pass was just a little bit high. He was isolated there. They had a man cleared out the zone on the left side, down deep, and Stemler went right into that zone but couldn't quite make it. 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play as Rosenberger goes back in punt formation. This will probably be the last play of the first quarter. McNeely and number 22, Pete Isom. That's a good kick by Rosenberger. Number 20, I'm sorry, that's Brown. McNeely coming the opposite way, and he's hit by number 85, Todd Rieger, as time runs out in the first quarter of play. A scoreless tie here at Blue Jacket Field in Mitchell. A flag on the play. We'll be back to talk about it after a timeout. This is Indiana High School football on Inside Grimes now. Saturday afternoon with a ball game. Of course, the game's played on Friday night. We'll tape delay him. Wood brings out the Blue Jackets, and quick handoff right up the middle to McNeely. Hit once and slips away. Finally brought down by Sean Colin, number 7, on a good open field tackle as McNeely was starting to make the cut. Number 65, Scott Cooley, also in on the stop. And while we're at it, number 34, Tim Taillon comes to the sidelines, and we've been corrected. It's not Tylon, it's Tyon, just like putting a tie on. As Wood calls the signals for the Blue Jackets. McNeely springing wide. Oh, there's a penalty. We saw that one. Number 5 is guilty of a clip in the backfield. He climbed all over one of the defensive backs. I believe that was Cooley no, it wasn't Cooley. It was number 85 trying to make it in, Todd Rieger, and number 5 was laying on the back. A holding penalty, and they're going to call it against the Blue Jackets.
Yeah, rather than a clip, he was hanging on to him all the way.
Yeah.
And still, both teams are frustrated on offense, Gil. The handoffs aren't real sure-handed in the Blue Jacket backfield. Neither team, in fact, has a first down thus far in the game. And possessions are equal. They're just not quite gelling on offense.
And there goes another 15-yarder against the Blue Jackets. 15-yarder. Well, that's going to take it back to let's get the yardage here now, the 16-yard line. Make it 2nd down and 24 yards, thanks to the scorekeeper. Put the measurement up on the scoreboard for us. Now the Blue Jackets come out. McNeely looks like a great runner. He just hasn't been able to get free yet tonight as Wood goes back, deep back, being chased. He sets it up, and he had McNeely out there and had the pass to him on looked like almost a screen pass to the right side. Had it set up well. One of the Pioneers got through, but the pass was just slightly overthrown, just beyond the outstretched hands of McNeely. Number 24, Oliver McNeely.
McNeely also, from the turn of his head, I'd say was well aware of the fact there was a Pioneer waiting for him as soon as the ball got there, too.
Footsteps were pounding. Third down, 24 yards to go for the first down. Number 81, Hickok, to the near side. Number 8, Luther, to the far side of the field. As Kylie Wood, 6-foot senior quarterback, gets ready to put the Blue Jackets in motion. There's the snap, faked the handoff, took the option, and he came through the middle, and number 7, Sean Colon, was right there to bring him down before he could do much damage. He got the ball out over the 20-yard line. They're going to go for the first down. So, number 83, Burt Baker, 6'4", 204-pound senior, is back in punt formation, standing at his own 7-8-yard line, steps forward, puts toe to ball, gets it out over the midfield stripe at the 46-yard line by number 12, Matt Klinger, going to his left, and he's hit by number 6, Ray Simons, at that point and brought to the turf just short of the midfield stripe. He picked up about 4 yards on the return. Good coverage on the punt by the Blue Jacket defense. 10 minutes plus a couple of ticks left on the clock in the first half of play. A scoreless tie, 0-0 here at Blue Jacket Field in Mitchell, Indiana, the home of Virgil Gus Grissom, the late astronaut.
And posthumous star of the movie Right Stuff.
You watched it too last week. In motion comes number 12, Matt Klinger. As Rosenberger goes back to the right side, he hits his man, number 85. That is Todd Rieger, and the first down of the ball game as Rieger gets it down inside the 40-yard line to about the 39-yard line. Make it first down, 10 yards to go. Deke Wilson, number 18, the strong safety for the Blue Jackets, finally putting the stop. A good pass pattern run by number 85, Todd Rieger, 6'2", 170-pound senior. Coming across the middle of that line, took the pass in stride. Rosenberger hitting between the numbers. Split to the right side, Mark Stemler, number 28. As Rosenberger goes back on the option play, has a wide open field. They closed it up quick, but he got around it, going down for another first down and finally run out of bounds down inside the 30-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. Robbie Brown, number 20, finally putting the stop on him. Brown, 5'11", 135-pound sophomore. They're going to mark it at the 26-yard line of Mitchell, and the second first down of the ball game for the Pioneers as they get 2 in a row. The best offensive threat of the evening being mounted right now by the young Pioneers. Head coach Gene Sartini in a crouched sitting position, shouting instructions from the sideline. In motion comes number 85, Todd Rieger, taking the handoff from Rosenberger, trying the left side, but Rieger couldn't keep his footing, and his feet went right out from under him behind the line of scrimmage, lost about 3 yards on the play, make it second down and 13 to go. He had what looked to be a pretty good blocking wall set up there, but as he tried to make his cut, his feet went out from under him, and he went to the turf, losing yardage on the play. 8:38 remaining in the first half of play as Mark Stemler, number 28, is split to the near side of the field. In motion comes number 12, Klinger. Back goes Rosenberger, looking downfield, and he lets it fly. Wide open is Klinger, and he takes it into the end zone on a, let's get it, a 30-yard pass play from Rosenberger to number 12, Klinger, Matt Klinger, and the Pioneers go up by a 6-0 score.
Still Rosenberger that appears to be the kicker. That's odd that Colin would be the one placing the tee.
Putting the tee down, and he's going to be the holder. Rosenberger going to do the kicking. And apparently a straight-on kicker, something you don't see too often. You see more in high school than anywhere else.
He is wearing a special attachment on his kicking foot to hold that toe up.
And hold the toe up, right. Here comes the snap. Colin gets it down. Straight on goes Rosenberger, and no good. Just a little bit, too, on the official indicates to the right side. Looked more to be to the left side, but nonetheless, it's a missed attempt, so
we're on.
Okay, we're back in action, and the kickoff goes down to the 22-yard line of Mitchell, where Oliver McNeely, is stopped, and he'll put the ball in play. Mitchell will put the ball in play. First down, 10 yards to go as they trail 6-0 in this ball game. The Pioneers of Providence scoring on a 29-yard pass play. I guess that's the way they're officially going to list it. From Rob Rosenberger to number 12, Matt Klinger. Pointed tip conversion by Rosenberger, no good. 6-0 score. As Wood marks the signals for the Blue Jackets. In the tailback, McNeely, and on a keeper, Wood goes straight ahead, picks up about 2 yards on the play, make it second down and 8 yards to go as he brings it out to the 25-yard line, across the 25-yard line. Just enough of the ball over the line so it's not touching the marker, make it unofficially the 26-yard line. Second down, let's still call it second down, about 7 yards to go. Still in the second quarter of play here at Mitchell, as the Blue Jackets in their own territory scrambling to get back in the ball game. Wood going back. Throws a short pass and intercepted. Let's see, is it intercepted or not? By number 50, that's Kent Blunk. And it is an interception by number 50, Kent Blunk. On a good defensive effort, he had to come back on the ball and went low to the ground and just barely scooped it off the top of the grass. So the first big turnover for the Pioneers, or at least to their advantage, occurs in the ball game. And now Providence has first down, 10 yards to go on the 33-yard line. There's timeout by Rob Rosenberger. He's looking around, doesn't like the
defensive categories. Providence seems to have gotten significantly over their problems a little earlier than Mitchell has thus far, and therefore the 6-0 lead by the Pioneers.
Rieger in motion. There's a handoff on a counter play to number 12, Klinger, and he's brought down by number 5, Rick Walls, as he crosses the line of scrimmage, gets it down for a pickup of about 4 yards on the play, make it second down and 6 to go. The ball resting just inside the 30-yard line at the 29-yard line of Mitchell. Into the ball game, number 22, Tony Campbell, and number 89, Chris Hughes, goes to the sidelines for the Pioneers, clad in their blue trousers, white jerseys, blue numerals, white helmets, and blue trim. Mitchell in bright blue jerseys, gray trousers with white and blue trim. There's a fake handoff as Rosenberger goes around the left side, and he's hit out there initially by number 5, Rick Walls, but finally downed after he picks up enough yardage for the first down, I believe, as he gets the ball down inside the 25-yard line, down to about the 21. First down, 10 yards to go for Providence as they continue to show a fairly good organized offense now here in the second quarter of play. The clock running down to the triple nickel time, 5:55 remaining in the first half, as Rob Rosenberger, the junior quarterback, brings about. Put in motion comes number 12, Matt Klinger. He has the only touchdown in the ball game so far. There's a pitch out wide to Colin, and he keeps his feet and finally gets down inside, down near the 10-yard line. Derek Dunbar, number 72, finally putting the stop on. They're going to mark it at the 12. Make it second down and about 1 yard, maybe a long one for the first down. It's always a game you play with a scorekeeper. He puts, if you say 1, he puts 2. If you say 2, he puts 1 on the board. Wide to the left side goes number 22, Tony Campbell for Providence. Mark Stemler, number 28, in the near position. Sean Colin over the middle, but he's hit immediately by Rick Walls, number 5 again. Walls in the linebacker position, making the stop. Make it second down, third down, I'm sorry, and about still a long 1, 2 yards to go.
Gain of 3 and an 1/8 inch on that play.
Number 51, Sean Zabel, A 5'11", 221-pound sophomore now into the ball game as number 72, Derek Dunbar, comes to the sidelines for the Blue Jackets. As number 89, Chris Hughes, goes wide to the far side. Mark Stemler to the near side. Into the middle of the line goes Colin. A flag as Colin crosses the goal line. Let's see how they call it. The official threw a flag right into the middle of the
holding
line play, and it's going to be holding against Providence. Forget the touchdown. Ball resting on about the 12-yard line by Sean Colin.
What are we going to see here, Gil? A pass by Rosenberger. He's 2 for 3 tonight with the one miss going through his receiver's hands.
In motion, Rieger. Back goes Rosenberger looking downfield. He has a man open, and he hits number 12, Matt Klinger, down inside the 10-yard line. Good enough for first down, I believe. They're going to move the chains forward. Are they going to move it forward? Yes, they're going to move the chains forward. The ball is going to rest on about the 6-yard line, I believe. They've got it now. So where they've got it? Yeah, about the 6 or the 7-yard line. First down, goal to go for the Pioneers. Matt Klinger. Good hands as he's put the Pioneers in scoring position after scoring the first one. Here's a delay handoff going the right side. It goes to Colin, takes the middle of the line, gets down inside the 5, down to about the 4-yard line. Perhaps the 3. See how they mark it. It looks to be about the 3-yard line. Second down, 3 yards to go for the touchdown. Deke Wilson, number 18, the strong safety, making the stop on Providence. On Colin that time. Now Colin's going out of the ball game. And Rosenberger has number 33, Scott Murphy, behind him. There's the handoff to Murphy. He's caught in the backfield, gets away, but he's swarmed under by the Blue Jackets as he lost about 5 yards on the play. They're going to take that ball back to it. More than that. Lost about 8 yards on the play, back to about the 11-yard line forward motion. They're going to make it at the 8-yard line, so it's going to be a loss on the play about 5 yards, make it third down and 8 yards to go for the touchdown. Tim Tyon, 6'3", a 163-pound senior. One of the linebackers for the Blue Jackets. He put the stop. And Murphy still in there. Rosenberger rolls to the right. He's looking, throws the pass over the outstretched arms. He picked the wrong man. Instead of Rieger, number 85, he should have hit Klinger. Klinger was short, and Klinger has proven already tonight that he can keep the hands on the ball. The ball was a little bit overthrown because the defensive man was right on Rieger, but Klinger had already outrun his defender and was out about 2 steps in front of him. Probably the thing that confused the play was the fact that Rosenberger was out in front of Klinger and didn't look back far enough to see him coming into position. Exactly 2 minutes remaining in the to go, and Rosenberger with Sean Colin holding. Good snap from center, right straight ahead, and no good. And that one's to the right. And Pioneers come away without much on that. A good defense on the part of the Blue Jackets as they threw Murphy, number 33, for a loss and brought it back to the 8-yard line after the Pioneers had it down a bit more now, as they're now putting Stemler back deep. He's 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. They didn't have anybody beyond 8 yards in the initial stages of the ball game as Wood barks the signals. Luther split to the left side, and Wood takes it right straight ahead on a quarterback keep, picks up about 4 yards on the play, brings it out near the 25-yard line, making it 24. Second down, 6 to go. Hughes, Stemler, and Matt Klinger deep defensively for the Pioneers. There's Wood going back. Good protection, has plenty of time, throws it downfield, and the pass knocked away by number 50, Kent Blunk, making the defensive stop for Providence. The intended receiver, number 34, Tim Tyon, towering at 6'3", above the field. Looking down there are not too many tall people 6'3", 6'3", there's 1'6'4", Burt Baker.
Well, Kylie Wood hasn't had great success through the air tonight. Out of 6 attempts, he's completed only 2, and one of those to a Pioneer.
Here we go, a minute 25 as Wood goes back again, looking down the right side, drops it off to McNeely, and he loses his balance right at the 30-yard line and goes to the turf. Let's see, did he pick up enough for the first down, though? That's the question. Yes, the ball's right on the 30-yard line. A timeout called now by... It is a first down. Who called the timeout, Paul? Cracked rib? Cracked rib. Sorry to hear that. That's not the least painful of injuries that a man can sustain. We appreciate David being up here tonight, but I know he'd much rather be down there on the field. As the Blue Jackets now come out, just a little over a minute remaining here in the first half, and Woods going back, looking to the left side now and far down the field. He lets it fly right into the hands of Tyon out at the 47-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. Nice reception by Tyon at the 47, makes it a first down. That's the second first down for the Blue Jackets.
Second completion in a row now. Wood heard my comment a moment ago and decided to improve this record.
Back in the 40s and 50s, they almost called that flooding a zone because Tyon with a trail back came into that zone and Wood hit the lead man in there. He's being rushed now as he's back, lobs one up in the air, and it goes out of bounds. Intended for McNeely, but he led him just a little bit too far. Todd Rieger, number 85, the 6'2", 170-pound senior, making the defensive effort out there. I don't know what he did particularly to stop the ball. It was the quarterback's overthrow that really was the downfall of the play. So make it second down, 10 yards to go. The ball just about halfway between the midfield stripe and the Blue Jacket 45-yard line.
And we're in a 2-minute drill here.
Wide to the right side, number 81, Richard Hickok. As Wood, Kylie Wood, the quarterback, number 11. Drops back a couple of quick steps and into the hands of number 8. That's Luther. Safety spot for the Providence defensive unit. Providence with 5 men up front now, trying to put a little bit more pressure on that quarterback as Woods drops back only a couple of yards, looks downfield, can't find anybody, decides to run it himself and gets it right out near the first down marker and quickly calls for a timeout as he gets up slowly. It's going to be 4th down and inches to go for the first down as they quickly come out of the huddle. Wood's going to probably, no, he's going to go back. I thought he was going to sneak it. But he throws the pass, and on the defense, Matt Klinger, number 12, but they're going to call him for, I believe, pass interference. It looked close. It could have gone either way. But I believe it was a good call. That's the call by the officials, and who do they call it against? They do call it against number 12, Matt Klinger. So a break on the part of the Blue Jackets. Had Klinger just knocked the ball down, it would have been Pioneer ball.
And we had some comments by the coaching staff on the Pioneer side of the field that just now drew a flag.
And let's see what they do about it. One official now moving the Blue Jacket team back.
15 yards is what they do.
Well, they moved it 15 yards on the pass interference play. Now the...
Oh, I beg your pardon. One of the coaches flew the flag back to the official, and
now he threw another one.
Against both sides?
No.
That's a sideline warning, a signal, but that's in the NCAA.
Not a warning. He's got it down there inside the 20-yard line, down at about the 16. Well, they're moving it further down. Inside the 15-yard line now. 18 seconds remaining, and the Blue Jackets get some help from the Providence bench.
As near as we can tell, that was an unsportsmanlike conduct.
I'm not a betting man, Paul, but I'll lay you 10-1 that as the quarter or the half comes to an end, that head coach Gene Sartini will be discussing some, and they move it again. Halfway to the goal line. Now down to about the 8-yard line. Head coach Gene Sartini will be talking to some striped shirts as they head for the dressing room at the halfway mark. First and goal to make the stand here, and in comes beautiful rush, the part of Sean Colon, and he actually got the hand on Wood that knocked him to the ground. A timeout quickly called by zone with a little bit looser defensive pattern facing him. They come out. He barks the signals. Quick pass thrown out in the open, wide open. Some of the fans calling for an interference play, but no flag on the part of the officials. Make it 3rd down and 12 to go. He's had 11 seconds remaining as Wood brings them out. Neely in the deep slot at the tail. Going back is Wood, and he got hit by number 56. Number 65, Cooley was in there, and Wood, number 58 it was for Providence. That's Tom Hartsfield, the 6', 225-pound senior defensive stalwart.
Ray Luther is in the
middle of that line. And Luther putting the side kick on, gets it up, and how do they call it? Good. 1 tick remaining on the clock. In the final second of play here in the first half, as number 8, Ray Luther, the Blue Jackets, as they attempt to keep it low and not allow a run back. Luther lining up, only one man deep. That's number 12, Matt Klinger for Providence. The rest of the people up close to between the 45 and 40-yard line. There's a short kick coming down. Number 71 lost it almost, and let's see how they call it. And it's going to be Providence ball. Number 71 falling on it. That's Chad Book. And he recovered it. Let's see, someone else. The Blue Jackets scoring on the last play, offensive play of the first half, other than the final kick. And we'll be back to talk about the first half of play, look at some of the stats after we take a timeout for these commercial messages. This is in to go as number 8, Ray Luther, has his hand in the air, signaling that he's ready, deep in receiving position for Providence is number 12, Matt Klinger, as Luther moves forward. Gets off a low driving kick going down to the left side, picked up by Mark Stemler. He goes to the right side, picks up a couple of blocks, brings it out to about the 39-yard line, and he loses the ball. Let's see how they call it. A fumble, and it was recovered by the Blue Jackets. Fumbled by Stemler on the run back, and the Blue Jackets get the first break with just 7 seconds gone here in the third quarter of play. 6-3, Providence leads it over Mitchell as number 11, Kylie Wood, the 6', 144-pound senior quarterback, goes onto the field to direct his team's fortunes. The ball resting at the 39-yard line about of Providence. First down, 10 yards to go. In a tight formation, Wood has his team. McNeely, that is, getting the call, going up, picking up about 4 yards on the play, 3 yards on the play. Let's see how far out they mark it. Kent Blunk, number 50, making the stop. He picked up about 3 yards on the play. Second down, 7 yards to go. Ball resting just short of the 35-yard line at the 36. Providence playing just a little bit looser on their defense than they were at the start of the ball game. Stemler back a few more paces than he was to start out tonight. Here's a pitch back to Oliver McNeely. He's trying the left side. He gets away from a couple of runners, finally run out of bounds by number 28. That's Mark Stemler. But McNeely picked up some yardage on the play, bringing it down near the 30-yard line, about the 32-yard line, where it's third down and about 3 to go for a first down. Just underway here in the second half of play from Mitchell, Indiana. Gil Doherty along with Paul Falkenstein is number 8, Ray Luther. split wide to the far side of the field. And a flag thrown on the play. Too much time. Encroachment called against Providence. They're going to step off 5 yards. That's going to give the Blue Jackets the first down. Take them any way you can get them. That's the name of the game.
Well, of Mitchell's 5 first downs in the game thus far, 2 have been a result of penalties.
27-yard line, first down, 10 yards to go for the bright blue-clad Blue Jackets of Mitchell, Indiana, the home of Virgil Gus Grissom, astronaut, killed in a tragic accident on one of the space shots quite a few years back. Grissom on many, many signs around the town of Mitchell, Indiana, as Wood barks the signals. Takes the handoff, puts it back to McNeely right up the middle. He breaks it open, gets down inside the 15-yard line. But a flag on the play back near the original line of scrimmage, and holding penalty is going to be called against Mitchell. Boy, that's going to negate a good. That's the best gainer that McNeely's had on the ground tonight, and a holding penalty is going to negate that gain. So instead of first down and 10 yards to go down around the 13-yard line, they're going to move it back to the vicinity of the 40-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. 7, 8, 9, 10. There she goes. They move it back to the 37-yard line, where it's first down and about 20 yards to go for the Blue Jackets. Wood puts it back the same play almost to McNeely. He tries the right side again, but this time number 33 Murphy, number 7 Colin are there to stop him, along with number 28 Mark Stemler. Mark Book, number 90, a 6-foot, 164-pound sophomore, goes out, and number 50 Kent Blunt comes back in for the Pioneers defensively. 85 Todd Rieger, 65 Cooley, 58 Tom Hartsfield, and number 73 David Buskill defensively along that front line for Providence. Wood goes back, fakes the handoff. Oh, he's wide open out there, plenty of time. And number 7, Bob Branham, could not hold on to the ball, right in the gut, so to speak.
Well, that went
wide open, too.
That wasn't quite the best pass in the world. It was just a little bit to his side, but certainly
Paul,
Bremen should have had it. Bremen should have had it. He looked away. He was starting to make the play before he had the ball.
Thank you very much. Tyon now splits to the near side of the field as Luther goes wide to the right, or wide to the far side, excuse me. Wood under the center, gets the snap, goes back, straight back, drops back, down the field, intercepted by Colin. He's going to bring it back and dropped immediately as he comes upfield by number 62, Sean Chambers, the 5'6", 134-pound senior defensive back. And Mark Stemler goes wide to the right. And Chris Hughes comes wide to the left. In motion, number 12, Klinger Rosenberg. Takes the snap back, goes back, stops, pumps downfield, and no call. Oh, yes, finally. I was going to say, I thought the number 18 had interfered. Deke Wilson had gotten a hand in there, and I'm looking for the official closest to the play. He didn't do anything, but...
Well, we had another flag, too, dropped earlier.
Back at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Well, that's going to negate both of them, probably, offsetting penalties. But the 2 flags came from way back near the line of scrimmage downfield to where the alleged infraction pass interference took place. But again, a call at the line of scrimmage. So team captains now talking with the officials. Colin for Providence, along with Kent Blunk, and number 6, Ray Simons for Mitchell. Holding for Providence, pass interference on Mitchell, and offsetting penalties. They're going to play it all over again. First down, 10 yards to go for Providence. The ball back on their own 36-yard line. Just about the time you think they got a break, something happens to
Well, they did get a break.
Yeah.
It just happened they happened to get 2 breaks. One of them was bad.
For both times, right.
And they brought it on themselves.
8:49 in the third quarter of play. Rosenberg. I have to put the on the back end of that one. Now he's finding room. Goes back almost on a quarterback draw. And he's finally brought down he picked up maybe 1 yard on the play. Rick Walls, number 5, leading the host of Blue Jackets that swarmed him under at the 37-yard line. Second down and 9 yards to go for the first down. Rosenberg, I'm not so sure that was a quarterback draw. I think he went back and couldn't find any receivers open, and he just found a hole up the middle, decided to take it. But the hole closed quickly.
You know, Rosenberg's shown a good head for scrambling, as well as some good legs and feet. But he's got some good moves, and he's an effective scrambler, which at this point in the season, with the lack of coordination on the defense, they need to be. There's a flag in the backfield.
Too much time? Too much time, that's the call.
It's a young team's penalty, too. They don't quite get set. You have to wait. The quarterback has to wait until everybody's in position or knows what's going on. Those extra seconds can be precious.
In motion, number 85, Rieger. As Rosenberger goes back. He's rushed out to Colon, and he's got a nice open field. He cuts back against the grain, and I'm not so sure that was the wisest thing to do. He didn't have much room. Derek Dunbar and Rick Walls making the tackle for Mitchell. He gets the ball back to the 35-yard line, almost the original line of scrimmage, make it third down and 11 yards to go for the first down.
I don't think that was the intended play. I think Colon was a safety valve on that. At least that's the way it looked to me.
Well, I question the direction that he ran, but then again, he had a little bit better angle on the way the defenders were coming in as Matt Klinger, number 12, goes in motion to the far side. Rosenberger back, stops, plants, fires downfield, open is Stemler, over his head, intercepted by McNeely. He's going to bring it back up the left side, cuts into the middle of the field, getting blockers out in front of him, finally run down from behind by Rob Rosenberger and brought down just short of the midfield stripe as McNeely picks off the pass from Rosenberger intended for Mark Stemler down around the 35-yard line. He had a little bit too much on the ball. It was over the head of Stemler, and Stemler now down at the middle of the field. I don't know whether he apparently got caught in the play. 6-3. The Pioneers of Providence lead it here at Blue Jacket Field in Mitchell, Indiana. First and 10. Blue Jackets have it, their own 49-yard line. Deep in the backfield, Oliver McNeely takes the handoff. Stops momentarily, stopped by a good tackle by number 73, David Buskill. Right in the middle of that Providence line, but not before McNeely got it down down inside Providence territory at about the 47-yard line. Second down, 7 yards to go, a gain of 3 on the play. Calling the defensive signals for the white-shirted Pioneers, number 50, Kent Blanc, 5'9", a 180, a very stocky 180-pound senior.
His daddy called defensive signals for Providence about 25 years ago, 30 years ago.
Number 55. Thank you, Paul. 25 or 30? That's why I like to have you around. McNeely with the ball, where worms his way up the middle, spins and turns, and McNeely did most of that on his own. He picked up about 10 or 12 yards. Let's see, make that 10, about 15 yards all on his own. Matt Klinger finally putting the stopper on him. McNeely getting very little help in terms of blocking, just spun and kept spinning and dodging and juking and finally worked his way down for a first down to the 32-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go as the clock continues to run here with Len Tyon going wide to the far side, Luther to the near side. Paul?
Last time McNeely had a nice gain like that, it was negated by a holding penalty.
There's Wood on the quick handoff to the first man through. That's number 5, I believe, Rick Walls. Brought down by number 33, Scott Murphy. And it was Rick Walls on the carry.
His first gain. In fact, his first carry of the evening, I believe.
I haven't seen him with his hands on the ball too much from the running position. Into the ball game now for Mitchell. Richard Hickok, number 81, a 5'7", 144-pound junior end. And Luther goes wide to the far side, almost to the sidelines as Wood sets his team. McNeely still in the deep position in the backfield. And that handoff is to McNeely, goes right up the middle and crosses down the 35-yard line. Let's see if he got to the 35 or not. They're going to mark it short of the 35 at about the 36-yard line. Holding penalty called against Mitchell, and they're going to talk it over with the Pioneers, I believe. And they're going to step it off. A holding penalty against Mitchell, and they take it back 10 yards. So once again, the Blue Jackets are hurting themselves. Seems like each time McNeely, or in this case Rick Walls, makes a good gain, a penalty takes it back. So make it second down, 16 yards to go. The ball now at the 37-yard line. There's a pitch back to McNeely, hit in the backfield first of all by number 65, Cooley. And I tell you, when I saw the brief appearance that Cooley had in the ball game in the Jamboree, I marked a note on my scouting notes that Cooley was doing a good job of pass rushing and getting into the backfield, and he's done just that tonight. He's been in through that line position on many, many plays tonight and has done a lot to disrupt that Blue Jacket offense. On the tackle, assisting that time, Sean Colin, number 7. As Wood goes back deep, right down the middle, into the hands of number 7, Ray Branham. And Branham doesn't miss this one. But, boy, he was brought down immediately by number 28, Mark Stemler. Good timing on the tackle by Stemler, a split second sooner. And if Branham had dropped the ball, it could have been pass interference. A good play offensively by the Blue Jackets, a good play defensively by Providence, but it's now 4th down and about 5, maybe 6 yards to go for the first down, and they're going to discuss this one. A little bit too long for the field goal. So look for the ball to be put in the air. Wood brings him out in an I formation now.
I wouldn't be shocked by a fake here.
Wood going back. He does make the fake. Rolls to the left side. A little flag. Scott Murphy, number 33, got a hand out there, knocked it down, but I believe he also got an arm on the receiver. Let's see how they call it. Looked like he hooked an arm over. Pass interference by Murphy, number 33. That's the way they call it. Mitchell in a good position now to take a lead in the ball game. The Pioneers defense is going to have to answer a call here. Pretty much a defensive struggle as the clock goes down to 2:43. Wood under the center. Marks the signals. Back to McNeely. He's trying the right side, and he gets caught in the backfield by, first of all, number 7, Sean Colin, and number 50, Kent Blunk. Blunk is holding his arm. He's down. And if hand off and it goes out to McNeely, he can't get away. Good open field tackle by number 28, Mark Stemler. Stemler played McNeely just like he's supposed to. Don't commit yourself until the last second and then pop it to him. Hit him right around the thighs and don't let him get away, and he didn't. And he brought him down, and very little pickup on the play. In fact, may have lost a little bit on it. Still 3rd down, about 14 yards to go for the first down, and the Pioneers defense answering the call right now. Doing a good job defensively. 2 tries, they pushed him back 4 yards. Wood, again, going back now, handling to McNeely on a reverse, and there goes Tyon, but he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage by a host of Pioneers. They didn't read that. Tyon still on his feet, even after the whistle blew. Sean Colin, the last man to have his hands on him as Tyon finally went to the turf. But Tyon, the ball carrier, they did not gain an inch on the play. Make it 4th down and 14 to go. Providence, the defense, doing a great job here as number 8, Luther, is going to try and tie it up. He's out at about the 25, 26. It's going to the left. Did it make him? It did not. It was short and just to the left. And 53 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play. The Pioneers still lead it in a defensive struggle here at Blue Jacket Field by a score of 6-3. The Pioneers will take over the ball. First down, 10 yards to go on their own 20-yard line. Rob Rosenberger back into the Providence huddle. Already knows what he has to do. Stemler goes to the right, and number 89, Chris Hughes, comes wide to the near side of the field as Rosenberger hands off. Colin right up the middle over the right side of his center of the line. Picks up about 3 or 4 yards on the play. Tim Tyon making the stopper. Defensively, Rick Walls coming out of that tackle position, running around a little bit. I think he hurt an ankle or something, but he's running it off. Tough kid. He's not going to take any time out. Let a little old bang. He's shaking that right foot a little bit. He probably got it pinched under the pile on that tackle. 22 seconds remaining. They'll get one play off here in the remaining ticks in the third quarter of play as Klinger goes in motion, takes the counter play, fumbles it, and I think number 7, Sean Colin, fell on the loose ball, but he was downed immediately by number 73, Eric Jones, for Mitchell.
Actually picked up a yard because the fumble bounced forward.
So it's the end of the third quarter of play. Providence still leads it by a 6-3 score. More from Mitchell Field, Blue Jacket Field in Mitchell, Indiana. After this pause, this is Indiana High School football right here on Inside Cablevision. The fourth quarter of play, the final quarter on the first play. Quarterback Rob Rosenberger trying a pass right down the middle of the field, but far beyond the outstretched hands of his intended receiver, number 12, Matt Klinger, the man that's put the 6 points on the board for the Pioneers, the only touchdown in the ball game so far. So now back in punt formation on 4th and 6 is the quarterback Rosenberger. Takes a nice snap from center, gets the kickoff. It's a high one coming over to the near sideline. McNeely's going to let it bounce, and it goes right out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. The official puts the mark down, so the Blue Jackets will get fairly good field position on the punt, as they'll take it 1st and 10, just short, about 2 yards short of the midfield stripe.
Gil, Providence doesn't have a first down in the second half of play. In fact, their only possession of the second half resulted in a turnover, a pass or a fumble, which went over to the Blue Jackets of Mitchell.
That could be key, Paul, from a standpoint of tiring the defense, and the defense is what's been holding them in the ball game here in the for the most part of the evening. Wood now going back, hands off to, or dishes it back to McNeely. He's stopped in the backfield by a host of Pioneers, led in there by number 88. That's Sam Powers, a 6-foot, 155-pound junior.
One quick correction, Gil. I said that was a fumble. That was a pass interception, and I guess technically there were 2 possessions. The kickoff reception by Providence, which they fumbled, but
right.
Then after their next possession of the ball, they lost that possession on an interception.
Tyon comes to the sidelines, and Hickok into the ball game for the Blue Jackets as quarterback Kylie Wood going all the way for head coach Ron Grimes this evening at the field general spot. Barks the signals. McNeely, Oliver McNeely in the tailback. Boy, they're keying on him now as number 73. That's Buskill, David Buskill. Read that play perfectly and cornered McNeely behind the line of scrimmage for about a 4-yard loss. Make it 3rd down and 14 to go. The ball now resting at the 44-yard line of Mitchell.
The Mitchell fans on that play, the loss, were making their opinions felt that some of the linesmen should introduce themselves more forcefully to their Providence counterparts.
Yes. As Wood goes back, and he's rushed in there. He grabbed behind the line of scrimmage. Can he get away? No, he's not going anywhere. 4 or 5 of the Pioneers, and they're going to get a piling on? I hope not. Or a face mask. He did. He called a face mask. I wonder if it was inadvertent.
You would think, because they had him down.
I think I called a penalty a while ago a dumb penalty. I hate to say it again, but there's another dumb penalty. In this case, going to give him a first down.
Yes, and Providence is approaching 100 yards in penalties for the game. Some of them very costly in terms of yardage to Mitchell, although the score remains as it was at the end of the first half, 6-3. Mitchell hasn't capitalized yet.
Don't forget, Paul, a lot of that penalty yardage came in the first half when the sidelines, the Providence sidelines, were assessed some unsportsmanlike conduct calls. I don't know what was said from the sidelines, but they took the ball from down around the 43-yard line where a pass interference call went against Matt Klinger, and before the officials were finished, the ball was on the 8-yard line, and the Blue Jackets were able to get a field goal. It's first down, 10 yards to go now on the Providence 42-yard line. There goes Wood back. He's finding a man wide open, and Luther gets it down around the 32, 31-yard lines where they're going to mark it, awful close to the first down yardage. Let's see how they mark it. The official on the spot taking a look. He wants to measure it. He's calling for a look. No. Nope, he doesn't want to measure. He's going to call it. Man after my own heart. Make a decision. And he calls it. It is first down for the Blue Jackets, 9:47, as they are driving downfield with the help of Providence penalties. The ball now on the, let's say, the 32-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go as Mitchell puts it in play. Wood back to McNeely. He gets around the left side, but Blunk, number 85, Hughes. Todd Rieger. Nice open field tackle by the 6'2", 170-pound senior. Brings McNeely to the turf after a gain of about 1 yard. Tie on out. Hickok in, number 81 for the Blue Jackets. Offensively. As Wood brings his Blue Jackets out of the huddle up to the line. Wood calls the signals. Handoff going back. McNeely gets away from one man, but he's run down on good pursuit along the line of scrimmage by number 28, Mark Stemler of Providence, coming up from his free safety spot. Stemler doing a good job tonight from that deep position. They were, again, as we commented several times, Providence was playing very, very tight up to the line of scrimmage in the initial part of the ball game, but as the game progressed, they've opened up a little bit and spread the defense out quite a bit, and that puts Stemler downfield quite a bit more than he was initially, and he's still doing a good job coming up there to stop the plays on quite a few occasions.
Well, give Scott Cooley credit for tripping up McNeely that time, slowing him up a little bit.
Wood steps back, a quick pass, but a hand up in the air by number 33, I believe, Scott Murphy. Rendered that pass ineffective as he got a hand on it, and it fell harmlessly to the natural grass here at Blue Jacket Field. Fourth down, 7 yards to go over the first down. Tie on back out. In comes Hickok. And look for the ball to go in the air. Paul, don't you think?
I believe you're right. Fourth down, you would think.
Hickok comes to the near side. Luther goes to the far side of the field. Wood calls the signals. McNeely deep in the I formation. And Wood blocks it, but, oh, they had him in the backfield, and there's a lame duck, and Klinger picks it off. He's coming upfield. Can he get a couple of blocks? He's in the open. He's only got one man. That's Walls, and Walls runs him down at the 30-yard line. Interception by Matt Klinger, number 12, and he got a couple of good blocks, brought it up the field, returning the ball to the 30-yard line of Mitchell, and the defense of Providence once again rises to the occasion as number 12, Matt Klinger, who's at this point of the ball game going to walk away with, if there is a star of the ball game, Klinger's going to walk away. He's got the only touchdown. He's got a key interception in the ball game. Defensively, can't overlook the yeoman's work of Cooley, as he's been in on a lot of tackles tonight for the Pioneers.
Well, Rosenberger's done a good job for the Pioneers, too. So far, they just haven't consistently been able to put together a string where everybody's doing well together.
Colon on a good cutback, but immediately after cutting back and finding the hole, he's brought down right at the line of scrimmage at the 30-yard line. No gain on the play, make it second down and 10 yards to go.
been advised by one of the Mitchell regulars up here in the press box to keep an eye on 72, Derek Dunbar.
Yes.
A freshman that shows a lot of promise for this Blue Jacket squad.
He has played very well tonight. There's a fumble, and Mitchell recovers it. Colin didn't quite get his hands wrapped around that ball as he made the cut and was hit by number 73, Eric Jones, who popped the ball loose.
Both teams even on turnovers as Providence loses their second fumble this evening.
6 minutes, 48 seconds remaining in this ball game. Providence still leads it by a 6-0 score. All the scoring coming in the second quarter of play. Pioneers scoring on a 29-yard pass play from Rob Rosenberger to Matt Klinger. And the Blue Jackets scoring on a field goal by Ray Luther, a 12-yard field goal in the late stages of the second quarter. Here's a pitch back to McNeely, and once again, number 65, Cooley. Boy, you can't mistake that number. He's been all over the field tonight. A shoestring tackle on McNeely by Cooley, and he pulls him down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on the play, about 1 yard, make it second down, 11 yards to go for the first down for the Blue Jackets as the clock continues to run down toward the 6-minute mark. Number 5, Rob Rosenberger in defensively now for Providence.
Strange, considering the defense wasn't doing a bad job. That's got to be a strain on Rosenberger now to try to go both ways.
Well, the idea here is to stop and look for a delay a game. That's it. That's one that Mitchell definitely did not want. Second down, 11. Now it's going to be second down, 16 yards to go. The ball now resting at the 25-yard line, their own 25-yard line. They are 75 yards away from the Providence end zone as the clock continues to run. Now down to 5:37. Rosenberger got a breather on that one.
Yes, he did. Well, thus far, both teams, if the game continues, will leave this game the same way they came in, with a very spotty and questionable offense and the defense carrying the load.
Woods back, finally gets the pass away and into the hands of McNeely, and he let it go. He should have had that one.
Wall of blockers, 3 blockers out in front of him. Nearest Pioneer was 10 yards away.
Nice screen set up. And McNeely let the ball slip through his finger, and another opportunity goes by the wayside as time is running out. Now time, the enemy of the Blue Jackets, the friend of the Pioneers, but with a 3-point difference in this ball game, anything can happen. One thing that hasn't happened all night is no one has gotten away for any long yardage. There hasn't been a good long run in the entire ball game, and I hope I don't jinx somebody right now.
Well, not from scrimmage. We've had an interception.
Yes, but not from. I'm talking about a running play from scrimmage. Wood goes back, just gets the ball away as he tried to hit Rick Walls. I don't think he really tried to hit Rick Walls. I think he tried to get rid of the ball because he saw 3 Pioneers closing in on him rapidly, and he wanted to make sure he didn't get caught behind the line of scrimmage. He was back to about the 10-yard line, retreating 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he had to let the ball go somewhere. Fourth down now, 16 yards to go for the first down, and Mitchell is not going to take any chances at this point of the ball game. Burt Baker back in punt formation for the Blue Jackets, and deep for Providence, number 89, that's Chris Hughes, and number 12, Klinger. There's a block on the part of the Pioneers, and Rob Rosenberger takes it. And let's see how they call it. Touchdown by Rosenberger.
I guess that's a good enough reason to put him on defense, isn't it?
I guess you could say that.
Think Gene Sartini knew something we didn't?
I don't know. 5 minutes exactly left on the clock, and Rosenberger on a blocked kick picks up the loose ball, and let's see, they're going to call it, I guess they have to call it officially about a 25 yard or not. But it's 12-3 and puts Providence in a good position in this ball game now as Providence takes a timeout. Number 89, Chris Hughes, indicating to the officials that they want to talk it over. While there's a timeout on the field, let's take a timeout for these commercial messages. This is Indiana High School football right here on Inside Cablevision.
For over 3 generations, Bales Motors has served the Kentuckiana community. Bales is the oldest Nissan dealership with almost 20 years of sales and service and the area's #1 Nissan dealership for 1987. Right now, you can choose from the complete line of new 1988 Nissans at Kentuckiana's largest Nissan showroom. And at Bales, you receive the best service after the sale from Bales' award-winning Nissan service department. Bales Chrysler Plymouth Nissan in Jeffersonville. We've grown with you.
Ready to go now as Providence with the left-footed kicker, Pache, puts it up, and he gets the point after successfully. And the Pioneers go up by a 13-3 score. Darren Pache, a left-footed kicker, gets the extra point. That's the first successful conversion through the uprights via the toe for the Pioneers tonight. Mitchell, of course, getting 1 field goal, that coming in the second quarter of play. So 13-3 as the Pioneers now prepare to kick off. Darren Pache will get the job of booting that ball downfield. The clock officially reading 5 minutes right on the nose in this ball game. And the Blue Jackets have to get something going now as they trail by 10. Pache, the left-footed kicker, getting the indication from the official, comes forward, toe meets ball. Kick coming down, a short kick at about the 30-yard line, picked up immediately by one of the Blue Jackets, and there were a lot of blockers and a lot of tacklers all met at the same spot. And on the bottom of the pile, number 15 for Providence, that's Jeff Bannett, a 5'9", 135-pound sophomore, along with the kicker, Darren Pache. Rick Walls, the short man who took that kickoff, and it's first down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 40-yard line of Mitchell. They've got 4 minutes and 55 seconds to get 10 points to tie up the ball game, or 11 points to go ahead. Wood splits receivers to the far and near side of the field. There's a handoff quickly right up the middle to Rick Walls, and a good play on that one as they faked the pitch back to McNeely and handed it to the up back, Rick Walls, and he found a quick hole in the middle of that Providence line and burst forward for about 6 yards, make it second down, 4 yards to go. The ball resting at the 46-yard line of Mitchell.
Well, Walls has only been used on 2 carries this evening, 6 yards on each of them. Might be worth trying that young man a little more frequently.
I think he had one other play, but was called back because of the penalty, wasn't it, Paul?
I believe so.
Wood barks the signal. There's a fake handoff now to Walls, and they give it to McNeely, the trail back, but he's brought down on a good pursuit by number 33, Murphy, number 89, Hughes.
Looked like they got the ball hung up just a little bit on the fake and couldn't quite get the pitch out as quickly as they would have liked.
Well, that's a case where the quarterback has got to put that ball out there as if to hand it to the first back through, then pull it back.
Right.
And it's a two-swing motion, and that's what takes the time, and that allows that defense just a split second more to get through. And unless you've got a good, powerful wrist, it's a very difficult play to pull off. Now, there's a handoff, and a delayed handoff, but to the first back through, and that's Walls once again. He's met right at the midfield stripe, but not before he got the nose of the ball over the midfield stripe, down across into Providence territory, and that's going to be good enough for the first down as the Blue Jackets are steadily moving downfield. Rick Walls, number 5, the ball carrier on that play, stopped by the middle of that Providence defense as the clock continues to wind down. We've said it several times, the clock, the enemy of the Blue Jackets, the friend of Providence. The Pioneers holding a 10-point lead, 13-3 with 3:22 remaining. Wood now going back, the quick pass on the sidelines, goes to Tyon. He shakes 2 tacklers, but and is brought down immediately by number 5, Rosenberger, number 99, Pache, and number 50, that's Kent Blunk. one of the linebackers, in on the tackle. Apparently that shoulder was just shaken up momentarily. He's through with it. Second down, 5 yards to go as Wood goes back. Another quick pass to the side, and that goes to Hickok, and he's immediately hit by the Pioneers. They don't take up too much time on those plays. Mark Stemler in on the tackle for the Pioneers, brings him to the turf. Blunt goes to the sidelines. He's still favoring that right hand. It's hanging down, rather limp right hand, and I don't know, he may be having trouble with that. Wood going back. There's a quick one out to the side, goes to Tyon, and almost, is it intercepted? No, it falls harmlessly to the grass, as I believe number 12, Klinger? No, it's 28, Mark Stemler, making a valiant try to recover that ball before it hit the grass, but he wasn't successful, so it goes as an incomplete pass.
Well, Woods was on target. It was right off Tyon's shoulder pads.
Tyon let it go off his hands right straight up in the air, and it could have been dangerous because had Stemler been able to get to that ball, there was practically a wide open field in front of him. Could have gone all the way. 2:14 remaining in the ball game, as the Blue Jackets now are in crunch position. 4th down, 3 yards to go for the first down, and they've either got to convert or score. They've got to get the yardage, 3 or 4 yards for the first down, or they've got to score a touchdown to get out of this mess. Or Providence could give it to him on a penalty. Here's Wood back. He's caught behind the line by several people and finally dragged down right at the midfield stripe. Now don't pile on, that's the name. Joe Nichols, number 66, in on the tackle for the Pioneers. And the Pioneers will take over. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball now resting at the 49-yard line of Mitchell. So the defense, once again, does the job, as it does for most of Gene Sartini's 120-plus victories at Providence. He's about 121-57, I think, something like that, as far as his lifetime one-loss record. 17 years at Providence High School.
And many of those victories, as well as a few of the losses, have come against much larger schools, Jeffersonville's, New Albany's.
There's a handoff to Cullen. He comes around the right side as Rosenberg rolls off to the left, hands it to Cullen, and he comes across the line of scrimmage, gets it down inside the 48-yard line, down to about the 40. He picked up about a yard, 2 yards on the play. Rick Walls, number 5, in on the tackle.
That rush by Cullen, a 3-yard gain, equals Providence's total rushing offense for the second half. They have yet to have a first down this half. In fact, their total offense, the Pioneers, is only about 9 yards now for the entire, or 10 yards for the entire half.
What I want you to do when we get to the end of the ball game and we get ready for the analysis of the game, I want you to come up with a good reason as to why that happened. Was it good defense? Was it poor offensive blocking? Was it poor play selection? Who are we going to blame it on?
I think the same thing the coaches have been blaming it on. I think that the offenses are sputtering along.
Timing and the coordination. And I believe it looks like another timeout on the field, which we apparently missed. The official now marking on the card something. It looks like a timeout, so too late to take a commercial break. Yes, it has to be a timeout because Sartini is in the middle of the Providence huddle right now, discussing things with the troops, telling them defense or offense, just don't turn the ball over. Keep your hands on the ball.
You know, along the lines of what we were talking about a moment ago, even though the offenses for both squads are sputtering, you do have to give credit to both teams' defenses. Obviously, they've had an impact. They make it a lot harder for the offenses to click.
I see in this case here now, the Blue Jackets are spread wide, and there's a long pass down the field and knocked away. Good defense on the part of Tim Tyon. And Stemler and Klinger, number 28 Stemler, number 12 Matt Klinger, both downfield. The ball just a little bit short, and I was kind of surprised at that play, Paul.
I was a bit too. I think that evidently that's why Sartini was in there. I think he called that play.
I didn't have enough time, but I was going to ask, you think Sartini's going to be bold enough to gamble on a pass play at this point? I would not, because they're up by 10 with 1:16 left to go. Why put it in the air and take the chance for an interception? Bring it down, and they're down by 3 points, and they could tie it up on a
strategy might be it's the defense that's doing the scoring and winning the game. The sooner you turn it over, the sooner the defense can score.
But the defense is not playing uptight. They're playing very, very loose right now, and it looks like they're covering the possibilities of a pass play, and that I don't understand. There's Rosenberger keeping the ball, swinging around wide to the right side, and he slips and goes down as he picks up about another 3 yards on the play, make it maybe 4 yards as he gets down inside the 45-yard line, down to about the 43, and it'll make it 4th down and make it the 44-yard line. 4th down and about 4 yards plus to go for the first down.
On that pass play, the first play after the timeout that we were just discussing, Gil, one thing that didn't help Rosenberger was he had 2 defenders on him very quickly. And I've got to believe that somebody missed a blocking assignment there. And again, then the ensuing play that Rosenberger just now picked up the gain on, there was a little hesitation in the backfield. The timing just isn't quite there.
But typically on a rollout pass, the chances of defensive people getting in are far greater than when you're a pocket passer.
Sure.
And on that play, Rosenberger was rolling to the right side, and he had a couple of people chasing him. Also, it's a little more difficult to throw that pass on the dead run. It's easy for a right-handed quarterback to roll to the right and throw, but not when you've got a couple of people breathing down and you see the defensive man downfield staying pretty close. Then you want to try and throw that ball a little long, and I think that's what he did. I think he got his hand too far back on the ball and got just a little bit too much push on it, and it kind of flew out there like a lame duck, didn't quite get to its target. Back in punt formation, standing at his own 43-yard line, is Rob Rosenberger. Takes a nice snap for center, pauses momentarily, gets a good high kick away, coming down, and picked off by number 20, and then fumbled, and Providence recovered it. Is that Stemler or Klinger? That's Stemler, number 28, fell on the ball. The receiver, number 20, Robbie Brown, took the ball at about his own 15-yard line, and he didn't have the ball momentarily. It popped right out of his hands, and Providence creating their own good break there as Stemler fell on the ball. 51 seconds to go, and you don't expect a pass play, do you?
I'd expect anything right now. Anything right now.
Rosenberger under the center. Here's a delayed handoff. No, he's going to keep it. Tries the left side, eating up a little bit of clock. Takes it to the sideline. Wants to stay in bounds and keep the clock running. I didn't see where the official did not make a signal. The clock is still running. He didn't stop it. 21 seconds remaining. 20. The time maybe for one play remaining is Robbie Brown, the defender on the play. And it's 9 seconds, down under 10 now. They're just going to let it run out now as Providence. Going to let that ball game go. And there she goes, one tick. There's the final gun, and the Pioneers of Providence pick up their second victory of the season as they score a 13-3 triumph over the Blue Jackets of Mitchell here in Mitchell, Indiana tonight. Our thanks to David Brummage as he leaves us, and we hope everything's all right with that rib, David, and good luck to you and the Blue Jackets for the rest of the season. Appreciate your help tonight. We'll be back to take a look at the stats of the ball game, talk about the ball game, hopefully speak to head coach Gene Sartini after we take a time out for these commercial messages. This is Indiana High School football right here on Inside Cablevision.